Good morning, student. Today again you are student will be studying the numericals on the base ray optics, and at present we are dealing with the prism. Okay. Now, student, today the topic is the deviation in the prism. So this is the ray diagram, student. Already we have studied. There is the incident ray, refracted ray, emergent ray. Without prism, this ray would have gone this way, and due to prism, it is coming this side. So this is the angle of deviation, student. This deviation has occurred in the two surfaces, two times. First in the first surface and then in the second. If you see, student, this surface. Here, student, how much is the deviation? If you see, this is the ray, and due to prism, this is the bending due to prism. So this is delta 1, student. This is delta 1. Now, student, this is normal, and this is incident ray traced forward. This is angle I, so this whole angle is I. Vertically opposite angle, student. Okay. So this as I, this is I. So this I is equal to, from the figure you can see, delta 1 plus R1. So first deviation is given by I minus R1, student. Now, student, if you see here, this deviation is the second phase. This is the ray. Without prism, this ray would have traveled this side. Due to prism, it is traveling in this way, student. Okay. So this much is the division suffered in the second phase or second surface, student. Now, if you see this figure, student, this is the normal, this is the refracted ray traced forward. This means, student, this angle, this much is R2. So here, student, we are getting angle E is equal to delta 2 plus R2. From here, delta 2 comes out to be E minus R2, student. Now the total deviation, student, cost is given by I plus E minus R1 plus R2. Now in the previous class already we have seen, student, R1 plus R2 is equal to angle of prism. So this is the total deviation, student. The formula now, I plus E minus A, student. So, student, if the angle of incidence is given, emergence is given, you can easily find out that angle of deviation. Okay, angle A is also given. For example, student, suppose this is a question. One numerical of this kind can be formed from here. Say mu is given. Mu is not required in this case, student. Say angle of incidence 30 degree, emergence 40 degree, and say this is 60 degrees, student. This is I, this is E, this is A. Directly you can find out angle of deviation by the help of this formula. So one numerical is of this kind, student, in this. Now, student, if you plot a graph, if you see here, student, this is angle of deviation. If angle I changes, angle of emergence will definitely change, student. And when E changes, student, the deviation will change. So basically, if you see, student, this deviation is a function of angle of incidence from here. It is a function of angle of incidence, student. Now, student, when the graph was plotted between deviation and angle of incidence by the help of the experimental evidence, the graph found out to be of this kind, student. This is angle of incidence, this is angle of deviation, student. The graph was somewhat like this, student. First, with increase in angle of incidence, deviation decreases. It becomes minimum. and then with increase in angle of incidence, deviation again increases, student. Angle of deviation increases. This was the graph which was obtained experimentally, student. Now student, one more thing about this one, if you see, this is the maximum deviation and this angle was 90 degrees, student. How it is 90? If you see this from figure, student, this is the normal. So if the ray enters here, I is 0, and one more, the maximum is this ray. If the ray enters like this, the I is 90, student. So that is why maximum angle of incidence is 90, student, in this graph. And at I is equal to 90, the deviation was maximum. This point you have to note, student. Now one more thing, student, there are two angles for which deviation was maximum. See, one is this, these are the same angles. One more angle is there, for which the angle of deviation is maximum. But there is only one angle for which angle of deviation is minimum. Other than this, student, if you see any other point, there are two deviations same for different angle of incidence. You will see any other point of the graph, you will get two different angle of incidence where the deviation is same. This point you have to note down, student. One numerical is based on this fact. What I am writing, see, I am writing it here. For two different angle of incidence, deviation is same. Many cases it happened like this. Once here, other points you will get also like this. You will get two different angle, but deviation you will get same. But what you have to remember is, student, when this happens for two angle of deviation, for two different angle of incidence, deviation is same. This means what happens? Suppose the angle of deviation I, suppose the angle of incidence I1. Okay, student, emergence is E1. This is the formula. Now I change the angle of incidence I2, and again the deviation is same. Suppose this is same, student. So this is same means, student, delta same will mean, note down, student, that this E1 must become equal to I2 and this E2 must become equal to I. This is the numerical point of view, student. You have to remember it. Means for two angle of incidence for which the deviation is same, they became angle of emergence for the each other. Here I am writing, student. This is one numerical which will be found from this chapter. Suppose, student, I am drawing it by figure first. This is angle of incidence I1. Now another angle. This is A. This is angle I2, student. And suppose delta is same. Deviation is same in both the cases. That case you have to remember, student, this E1 will become equal to I2 and this E2 will become equal to I1. This is part numerical which you have to remember, student. For example, suppose this angle I am taking it 50 degree, angle of prism 60 degree, and this angle is 40 degree, same prism. And the question is, for angle I 50 degree and angle I 40 degree, deviation is same. Deviation is same. Find angle of emergence. So what simply you have to do is, for this I, angle of emergence will be become this 40 degrees, student. and for this I, angle of emergence will become 50 degree. This is a fact of the numerical student which you have to remember. Means the two angle of incidence, they will become emergence for each other. Two angle of incidence will become emergence for each other. This fact of the numerical you have to remember, student. This is second numerical. Okay, first I told you about the formula. From this formula you will get one numerical. Second is this. Now third, student, is minimum angle of minimum deviation. Minimum deviation, student. We have to remember that for minimum deviation there is only one angle of deviation, one angle of incidence. For minimum deviation there is only one angle. See, this is minimum, student. Say I am representing it by I0. So suppose this is the prism, student. If the angle is I0, then the deviation is minimum. So what you have to remember, student, for minimum deviation, first point you have to remember, this angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. When minimum deviation occurs, this relation holds. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence, student. Means I is equal to E. So when I is equal to E, student, then this R1, R2, then student R1 becomes equal to R2. So now I am writing it A. Now student, from this formula R1 plus R2 is equal to A, you will get a relation R is equal to A by 2. This is for case of minimum deviation. Remember, student, minimum deviation, this happens. So this one formula R is equal to A by 2. Now another formula, student, which we have written from this, student, this formula which we have derived, delta is equal to I plus E minus A. So when this is minimum, that I is equal to E, so this will become 2E minus A. Or another formula, student, delta minimum, this is I, 2I minus A. This will happen in case of minimum deviation, student. Okay, these are the relations which we have to remember, student. Now, student, let's solve one numerical based on minimum deviation. Suppose, student, you have been given a prism of refractive index mu is equal to √2, and this angle A is 60 degree, and its prism is undergoing minimum deviation. You have to find out angle of incidence. This is, student, you have to find out. This is, student, R1, this is R2, and since it is minimum deviation, student, so R1 will become equal to R2. So, student, in case of minimum deviation, R1 is equal to R2, which say it is R, and this R1 will be given by A by 2 student. A is given 60, so R1 is 30 degrees. So this is 30. Now here I will apply Snell's law here, student. See student, this is air. So mu1 sine I1 is equal to mu2 is root 2 sine R1. R1 is 30 degrees, student. So this is student root 2 and half 1 by root 2. So student IO comes out to be 45 degrees. This is the angle of incidence, okay, for which the ray is undergoing minimum deviation, student. Now I can find out how much is the angle of minimum deviation from this formula, student. 2y minus a. So 2 into 45 minus 60. 30 degrees, student. So in this case, student, the answer which I got is angle of incidence is 45 degree and angle of deviation, minimum deviation is how much? 30 degree. Means for a ray entering at 45 degree, it is undergoing minimum deviation. How much is the deviation? 30 degree. This is the answer which I got, student. Okay. Now, student, let's derive the formula for minimum deviation position. Derivation, student. For minimum deviation. Now this refractive index I am taking, student, for a prism I am denoting it by mu p, and refractive index for this is surrounding I am writing mu s, student. Now student, here I am applying the Snell's law again. So see, mu s of surrounding, okay, sine I is equal to mu p, refractive index of prism, sine R1. Okay, student. So from here I can write, student, sine I0 is equal to mu p upon mu s sine R1. Okay, student. Now, student, from this formula, minimum deviation is given by twice. Now I am writing I0, student, minus a. So student, I0 will become equal to delta minimum plus a upon 2. I am taking sine both the sides, student. It will become sine I0 is equal to sine delta minimum plus a by 2. Now see, student, this is also sine I0, this is also sine I0. Now I am equating both the two. So what I will get, student, is here mu p means refractive index of prism, refractive index of surrounding, sine R1 is equal to sine delta minimum plus a upon 2. From here, student, I am getting now one formula, mu p upon mu s is equal to sine delta minimum plus a by 2 upon. Now, student, see, this is sine R1, and for minimum deviation, student, R1 is a by 2. We have shown you. So this can be written as sine a by 2. This is a very important formula, student. Sine delta minimum plus a by 2, sine a by 2. Okay. Both a by 2 is coming here. Refractive index of prism, refractive index of surrounding. Now see, in the student, in the previous case, this formula, this numerical which I have solved, I can solve it by this formula also. The same formula can be obtained. See, student, I am solving it by this formula now, this question. In the question it was given that the ray is undergoing minimum deviation. Value of mu was given to be root 2, student, and angle of prism was 60 degree. And the question was find I0 and angle of deviation. Now here student see, mu p upon mu s. Mu p is root 2, mu s is air 1, sine delta minimum plus a is 60 upon 2 upon sine a by 2, so sine 30 degree. So from here students, sine delta minimum plus 60 upon 2 is equal to sine 30 into root 2. Sine 30 is half student. So this I am getting 1 by root 2. This means student, this angle is 45 degree. So this means delta minimum plus 60 upon 2 is 45. Student, you solve it, you will get delta minimum 30, which I got in the previous case. See student, 30. Now you substitute this value here, you will get the value of I. Same answer you will get. Same answer you will get student. Now student, another type of numerical which can be formed here is this formula is very important student. See student, the use of this formula. This angle A is given. The ray is undergoing minimum deviation. Okay student. Now this prism is surrounded by water student. Now the surrounding is water. Okay student, this is the situation of the problem student, and the question student, the question may be framed in many different form in this case student. Suppose say here they have given the delta minimum to be 40 degree. In this case it is air surrounding. Now they are asking how much is the delta minimum. This is the numerical student, okay. This is the prism, angle of 60 degree, and the ray is undergoing minimum deviation. And how much is the angle of minimum deviation? 40 degree. This is given. This is dipped in water. Now how much is the delta minimum in this case? So student, first for this you will apply this formula. See this formula, it is air, delta minimum is given, A is given. From here you will get refractive index of prism, you will get. Okay student. Now again when you apply the formula here, you have to find out this, already you got it from here. This is water, refractive index of water will be given to you 4 by 3. Now see student, A is given, now the unknown quantity is delta minimum. So now you can find out. See the application of this same formula student. Got the question student, what I wish to explain to you? This is the situation given, delta minimum given, A given. This is immersed in water and you have to find out delta minimum. So this formula application twice. First in this case you will apply this formula and get the value of mu. Mu is not given because delta minimum is given, A is given. This is surrounding is air. The same prism, so mu will be same. In this it is water, surrounding is water. Now only one unknown is there. So this unknown can be solved student. This is another category of numerical student. Now student, one more very important thing. Now student, about this curve of minimum deviation, this is delta, this is I, okay? The graph is somewhat like this, student. This is an asymmetric graph, student. This you have to remember. In some book by mistake they have drawn like this. It is wrong. The graph is asymmetric. This is the minimum position, student. Now student, the question, see how the question can be numerical, can be framed based on this asymmetric. See student, suppose in the question they have given for two different angle of I, 41 degree and I 47 degree. The deviation is same deviation it is, and the question is find the angle of minimum deviation, or choose. They will be given four values will be given to you, student. In this case, choose the angle of minimum deviation. So some values may be written like this: 46 degree, 45 degree, 44 degree, 43 degree. Now see student, how will you choose the correct answer? See, suppose 41 is somewhere here, so 47 will be somewhere here, where the division is same. So remember student, the minimum division will not lie in between because it is asymmetric curve. So now I am marking a midpoint of this 2 point. So midpoint will be student 44. This is 3, this difference is 3. This means minimum division must lie before 44, less than 44. Now see the option, student, less than 44, the option, this is option will be correct. So this is the asymmetric situation. From there you have to find out, student, how the minimum division can be estimated due to asymmetry. This is the logic which you have to apply, student. Now student, something about maximum deviation. Maximum deviation. See, this is the maximum, as I already shown you. This angle I is 90 degree and another is this angle I dash. This is delta maximum, student. Delta maximum. Now student, one more question arises here. Why this part of the graph is empty? Okay student, why it is not? The curve start from here, not from 0. The reason is that, student, for this angle means much lesser angle incidence. Here, student, in the most cases TIR occurs. Total internal reflection occurs for most of the cases. That is why graph starts somewhere greater than 0 degree. This point you have to remember, student. Now student, maximum deviation. See, I am drawing the figure. One maximum deviation occurs at 90 degrees, student. This is the angle of incidence, 90 degree. Delta maximum. Okay, student. Now there is another angle I dash for which there is a maximum deviation, student. Another angle is there. But remember student, because the formula for deviation is this, for two different angle of incidence, deviation is same, maximum. So remember student, the other angle for which the deviation is maximum is this angle. This will become other angle, I dash. This is E student. And for this deviation here it will be become 90 degree. This is another point student of the numerical. Means for 90 degree, how much is the angle of emergence? Okay student. If this becomes angle of incidence, this emergence will become 90 degree. And these are the two angles for which the deviation is maximum. This you have to remember student. Deviation is maximum for two angles, 90 degree and I dash. I will solve it one numerical student to make the concept more clear. Suppose student it is given in the figure this is the question student. Angle of incidence is 90 degree. As you know, for this there is a maximum deviation. And say this angle is given 30 degrees student. Now the question is, what is the other angle of incidence for which deviation is maximum? So student, the answer will be 30 degree. Just now I told you. For the other angle is 30 degree for which the deviation will be maximum. This point you have to remember student. Because if I made this 30, this will become 90 and this is that other angle student. One more numerical student, I will solve it based on this. Say this is the case student. A is equal to 60 degree, mu is equal to under root 2. Angle of incidence 30, angle of incidence 90 degree. You have to find out this I dash or E. This student you have to find out. Now student, how to solve it? Student, see. For this, as you know, the delta will be maximum. Now this R1 student, R1, this is R2. Here you apply Snell's law student. So see, mu1 is 1 sine 90 is equal to mu2 is root 2 sine R1. So from here sine R1 comes out to be student, sine 90 is 1 by root 2. This means R1 is 45 degrees. This is 45. Now student, already you know the relation R1 plus R2 is equal to A. R is 60. So how much is R2 student? 15 degree. This is, now again you apply Snell's law here. Mu root 2 sine R2 means sine 15 degree is equal to, this is AR student 1 sine I dash. So how much is sine I dash student? Root 2 sine 15. If you remember, I think point something 0.2 is there. So I dash will be sine inverse of this. You get the other angle student. So this is which I dash student? Remember, this I dash is for the second angle for which the deviation will be maximum. Remember it. I dash is the second angle for maximum deviation. Deviation is maximum. And how much is that maximum deviation? From this formula you can find out. Delta maximum is equal to I plus E minus A. 1I is 90 plus E. E means this E. This value you have to take. Minus A. You will get how much is the maximum deviation, student. Now just one more last point, student. For a thin prism, if the prism is very thin, student, angle less than say 5 to 6 degree, okay, the deviation, the angle of deviation formula becomes mu p, mu prism upon mu surrounding minus 1 into A. Or this formula is this. This you have to remember for thin prism, student. Angle much less than say 5 to say 10 degree, okay. That time you have to, in the question it will be specified the thin prism. That time you have to apply this formula. One numerical may be found from this case also, student. So this is, student, about the prism numerical. So today we have discussed the minimum deviation position, the angle of deviation position, and the asymmetric behavior of the curve, student. So these are, and the angle of maximum deviation. So these 4 points you have to remember, student, and you can solve any numerical related to prism. Okay, student. Thank you.